Hello, hello. All right, so working on the water pump for the 2.8. Um, like I said, usually I'll tape up the back side of it, the spout there. You don't want paint on that. Uh, the pulley mount, the little propeller back there and whatnot. Um, but what I normally do first, you could leave it like this, but it'll oxidize over time and start to take a little color depending on how much you drive it, don't drive it, all that. But what I do is I take a little bit of brake clean and kind of just, I don't want to hit the tree, but kind of just let it, just kind of run it over. You don't have to get super crazy with it. I found brake clean is the best degreaser, but just, you can kind of see that little coating that it's chipped with, or whatever you want to call it. It is a coating, don't know what it is, grease, some type of preserver, whatever, I don't know. But anyway, I just kind of go over it like so, and don't have to get crazy, and just let that drip off. This old tree stump here is dead, and plus it's got blocks on it, so we're not destroying the world per se anyway. But yeah, there's other techniques you can do, but like I said, I do that, so let it dry up. Then I'm going to tape up the back side, the little spout there, and tape the mating surfaces up and whatnot. And then I'm going to go over it with the Blast. It's really good paint. It's chilly out here right now. It's probably in the 40s. But like I said, that's really good paint, and you really can't see it run. Like, of course, if you get crazy and sloppy with it, it's going to run, but it adheres very well, and it's very durable, like I said. So I'm going to do that, let this dry, then tape up the back and put a little bit of paint on it. All right, so that's that. Got it taped up. Excuse me. Yeah, you could take a razor knife and go through and cut it all off exact and whatnot. And I'm going to take some piece of a paper towel and put in the weep holes. But again, for what is going on, like I said, you could actually take a sanding wheel or something and sand all those little imperfections down and make it all nice and smooth and make it look like chrome. Yeah, pretty much. Aluminum. You can make it shine like a wheel if you want, but again, I just don't see putting all that work into the truck that is going on. So, oh yeah, I got to tape that up. So I'm going to go back in and tape that up and get the weep holes taken care of, then come out here and get some paint on it. All right, so that's taped up. Like I said earlier, you could go through and just razor knife that off and just make it look all nice and perfect. I'm going to go back and clean the bolt holes and the screws and the threads and whatnot. Yeah, it's pretty basic, but again, you could go through and just make it look all beautiful. There's so many things you can do. But anyway, got my little heater going in here, and this is the paint I talk about. This is very good paint, very good. I like it. It's perfect for things like this, jobs like this, to where powder coating is great, but sometimes, or like I said, sanding it down nice and smooth to make it look like that. Yeah, you can do that, but even the brackets that I just sandblasted, you can do that with those as well. But the truck is going on. It's just, I keep telling myself that, just, why would you do all that work? I know we tend to try to make things better than what they start out as, but then you got to think to yourself, well, man, you can't even really see the water pump in these things. But anyway, too much talking. But yeah, I mean, like for example, if I can get to it, like this intake here, shop art, sandblasted, vapor honed the throttle body. That has no cover protection on it. That's just vapor honed. But the plenum and intake itself, that's just powder coated silver. And of course, I forgot what that green is called, but illusion green or something like that. But anyway, I've got another one up here that I did in red, same deal. But it's just like sandblasting. You could go through this with some really hard media, then come back with some like really fine like glass bead, and it'll give it like, you can also soda blast it, and it'll give it that nice satin look. But it all depends on what you want. If you're familiar with stuff like that, then it's not a big deal. You can kind of figure out, all right, this is where I'm going with this. Like I could show somebody this, you could see this video and someone be like, oh wow, that's how you do that. No, it's not 100% how you do it. There's a few ways. As long as it's prepped and clean, you can pretty much do whatever you want to it. But I've seen people take these and sand it down, grind it down to where it looks like that. Same thing with brackets. Whatever you want to do. It's whatever you want to do and the amount of work you want to put into it. Sometimes your project has to dictate what you're doing. Again, let's say if I was taking this truck right here apart, then yeah, everything would be going back. Every part would be touched and just, going through with a fine tooth comb and what can we do to keep it looking stock, but better than stock per se. That's kind of where the artistic side comes from. Like, how shiny do you want it? How much work do you want to put into it? Is it worth putting hours of work into a water pump that's going to be driven daily? To me, yeah, you could do it you can do it if you want anyway, but if you wanted to just, take a Saturday night and I'm going to just sit here and drink a beer or something like that. I don't drink, by the way, but you know what I mean. And just play with it and just whatever. I've done that. I've done that with valve covers. And as a matter of fact, there's an old picture of a 4.3. I ended up giving that engine away. A guy gave that to me. And this was years ago and kind of a glare on it, but I took the valve covers. I didn't have access to a sandblaster or dip or anything. I just took those and sanded it all down to metal and just cleaned it up and went through with some tape and just spray painted it green. Same thing with a block. And I mean, just messing around on a Saturday night. It's like speed, how fast you want to go, how much money you want to spend, how much time you want to spend. So anyway, doing some overthinking right here, but that's what we're going to do. I'm going to let it sit in here for a little bit and kind of reach room temperature, let the paint reach room temperature. And we're going to go from there and get it painted. I'd like to get this on tonight and sandblast the bolts, paint the heads of those. Then get these parts off, these other parts I've been working on, get them off to the powder coater. So that's that. All right, so there it is. Ready to be installed. Like I said, that paint is pretty good. It has the same appearance as like aluminum, obviously, Alumablast, but like I said, it's durable and it won't flash, oxidize and stuff like that. Whenever you can do a little protection, it's always good. But that's that. Get the old one off here tonight and get this on.